It was 2:47 a.m. when I downloaded that strange app, and by 3 o'clock a.m., the dead were texting me back. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept scrolling endlessly through Reddit until I landed on a creepy thread titled Apps That Shouldn't Exist. One of the top comments mentioned an app called Whispers. They said it let you talk to people who had passed away. I laughed at first, thinking it was just some ARG or urban legend, until I saw the link. Against my better judgment, I downloaded it. The app's interface was simple, just a pitch black screen and a blinking cursor that said, "Who do you want to speak to?" I typed, "My grandma. She died last year. I still miss her." Nothing happened for a few seconds. Then words appeared slowly on the screen. "Emily? Is that really you?" My heart stopped. Only Grandma called me Emily. Everyone else calls me M. I froze. I thought maybe it was just a chatbot using data scraped from my phone, but I never saved our chats or texts anywhere. I decided to keep going. I asked a few questions that only she would know, and the answers spot on. But something changed after midnight. The screen glitched for a moment, then the background turned deep red. The text changed. "Would you like to speak to someone new?" Out of fear or curiosity, I don't even know which, I typed, "Yes." A new chat opened. This one didn't greet me. It simply typed, "Your death has already been written." Goosebumps erupted on my arms. I replied, "Who is this?" The response was instant. "I was like you. I used this app. I saw how I would die, and I couldn't stop it." I locked my phone and tossed it across the bed, heart racing. But then it buzzed again, over and over, non-stop messages from Whispers. One final message glowed on the lock screen before everything went black. "Would you like to see how you die?" I should have deleted the app. I should have turned off my phone, or maybe even smashed it. But I didn't. Instead, I stared at that last message glowing on my screen. "Would you like to see how you die?" My thumb hovered over the screen. Then, almost like someone else was controlling my hand, I tapped yes. The screen flashed white, then black, then red. The loading circle spun slowly, and a low, crackling sound filled the air, like static, but deeper, wet, almost. My room suddenly felt ice cold. I could see my breath, even though it was the middle of summer. Then the screen changed. A grainy video started playing. The quality looked like it was recorded with an old camcorder, glitchy and washed out. I could see a dark hallway. The walls were scratched up. Blood, yes, blood, smeared across the floor in long streaks. And then a figure appeared. It was me. Same hoodie, same pajama pants, same bandage on my hand from cutting it on a jar earlier that day. I was limping down the hallway, breathing hard, panicked, terrified. Behind me, something moved. Not clearly, just wrong. A flickering shape, tall and crooked. It had arms, too many arms, that bent the wrong way. Every few seconds, the camera would glitch, but each time the figure would be closer, and then In one jumpy cut, it was right behind me. The screen cut to black. Then a sentence appeared, slowly, one word at a time. It will happen in 5 days. I jumped up from my bed, dropped the phone, and flicked on all my lights. My heart was pounding. Sweat poured down my neck. I didn't sleep at all that night. I kept telling myself it was a hoax, just a scary app meant to freak people out. But that didn't explain what happened the next morning. I was brushing my teeth when I noticed something strange in the mirror. Behind me, in the hallway, something moved. I spun around. Nothing was there. Later that day, I checked the app again, hoping it was gone. But it wasn't. In fact, there was a new message waiting. We need to talk before it happens. I opened the message, and it wasn't from a stranger. It was from me. My name was the sender, my profile picture, my birth date. I typed, "What is this?" A response came instantly. "This is you from a different version of reality. I saw what happens. I tried to change it, but you have to listen carefully." I didn't believe it, but then the messages continued, describing things that hadn't happened yet, but did later that same day. A power outage at school, my best friend's locker slamming shut on its own, a teacher slipping on the stairs. I asked, "What is coming?" The response chilled me. It's called the Watcher. Once you make contact, it follows you, through reflections, through static, through memory. If you try to ignore it, it gets closer. You have 5 days to break the loop, or you become part of the app. The next few days were a blur. I stopped sleeping. Every time I looked into a mirror, I swore I saw something behind me for a split second. My phone started glitching on its own, apps opening, typing out gibberish texts. I'd walk into rooms and lights would burst, one after another. My parents thought I was going crazy. I stopped going to school. On the third night, I woke up at 3:03 a.m. Every device in my room was on. TV, laptop, tablet, phone, all showing the same thing. A countdown. 2/11/47/39. I knew then it was real. I had to find a way out. I went back to the app. The other version of me had left more messages. There's a place it was born. The first death. The origin of the app. You need to find the phone. The original phone. He gave me coordinates. A location in the middle of nowhere. An abandoned house near the edge of the woods. An hour's drive from where I lived. My cousin Jake agreed to drive me. I told him it was for a school project. Big mistake. The moment we reached the house, Jake started acting weird. His eyes glossed over. He kept saying he had déjà vu, even though he'd never been there before. The house was decaying, windows smashed, trees growing through the walls. The front door creaked open on its own. Inside, the air felt thick, almost like you were walking underwater. Every step felt heavier. In one of the rooms, we found it. An old flip phone, sitting in the center of a rotting mattress, covered in dust. The moment I picked it up, my phone buzzed violently. "You found it. Now look inside." I flipped the old phone open. Only one video file was stored inside. It was dated 10 years ago. I pressed play. The screen showed a girl around my age, sobbing. She kept looking at the camera and whispering, "It's watching me. It won't let me leave." I answered the wrong message. Then, behind her, something moved. The same crooked, multi-armed shadow I'd seen in my death video. The screen cut out. Then a final audio message played. "If you're seeing this, it means you answered it too. The only way to break the loop is to delete the app on the original phone." My hands trembled as I deleted Whispers from the flip phone. For a second, everything stopped. Silence, stillness, like time froze. Then the entire house began to shake. Jake screamed. I grabbed him and we bolted out the front door. As we reached the car, I looked back. The house was gone. Not collapsing, just gone, like it was never there. But that wasn't the end. That night, back in my room, I finally slept. No static, no whispers, until my phone buzzed. One notification. "Thank you for completing the loop. Please confirm your exit by watching one final message." I should have ignored it. But curiosity? Curiosity kills more than just cats. The screen showed the message again. "Thank you for completing the loop. Please confirm your exit by watching one final message." I sat frozen, my thumb hovering over the screen. I had deleted the app. I had found the original phone. I had broken the loop. Hadn't I? But still, the notification remained. I tapped it. The screen glitched, flashing rapidly between static, dark red light and a faint figure just beyond visibility. Then the video began. At first, it looked like live footage of my room. I checked around. Everything matched. The lamp, the creased bed sheets, the half-eaten bag of chips. But then the camera panned slightly to the left, and I saw something that wasn't there in real life. A man standing in the corner, tall, featureless, dressed in a black hoodie that melted into the shadows. But I couldn't make out a face, just the suggestion of a skull beneath the hood. He wasn't moving, just watching. My chest tightened. The screen flickered again. Now the video showed me, sleeping in bed, the same posture I was in right now. The man began walking slowly toward the bed. His movements were jerky, glitchy, like corrupted video data. He stood over my sleeping body, bent down, and whispered something I couldn't hear. Then the screen cut to black. A new message appeared. "You were never meant to survive." The app closed on its own. I dropped my phone and ran to the mirror. There were bruises on my neck, finger-shaped, deep, fresh. I hadn't touched my neck. I checked my throat in the mirror. Still breathing, but barely. I told my parents. I begged them to believe me, but they just assumed I was sleepwalking again, like when I was a kid. They took my phone, made me stay home for a few days, but nothing helped. That night, my mom found me in the corner of my room, sitting up, eyes wide open, but I wasn't awake. She said I was whispering to someone, whispers she couldn't hear. She tried to wake me, but I just kept saying the same word, over and over. Watcher, watcher, watcher. The next morning, my cousin Jake called me in a panic. He hadn't been sleeping either. Something was standing in his hallway every night. A tall figure. He couldn't see its face, but it was always there, watching. That same day, my best friend sent me a screenshot. The Whispers app was suddenly installed on his phone, without him ever downloading it. It had only one contact: me. The more I tried to get away from it, the more people around me got pulled in. My math teacher collapsed in class. Later said she saw her dead husband in the projector screen right before fainting. My neighbor's kid went missing. They found her 3 days later in an abandoned train station 5 miles away. She said someone in her tablet told her to follow the static. It was spreading like a virus, through screens, through memories, through dreams. I had one last chance. The message I received that night wasn't from the app. It was from a blocked number. There's only one way out. Finish the message. Share your experience. Pass it on. Complete the ritual. I didn't understand until I checked the dark web forums again. Same ones I had found weeks ago. People had been writing stories. Long, twisted horror stories about haunted apps, cursed phones, shadow watchers. But what connected all of them was the ending. Every person who survived published their story, not just to warn others, not just for closure. It was part of the trap. The watcher feeds on attention, fear, curiosity, and to escape it, you have to pass it forward. That's why I'm telling you this. That's why I've recorded everything. Every cut, every scream, every glitch in the mirror. That's why I uploaded this video. You needed to see it. You needed to hear the whispers for yourself. Because now, it's your turn. Epilogue. 1 week later. I moved towns, threw away all my devices, got a flip phone, deleted all social media. I even covered every mirror in my new apartment. For a while, I felt free. Until yesterday, I found an old manila envelope on my doorstep. No return address. Inside was a photo. Blurry, dark, but I recognized it instantly. My bedroom. In the corner of the photo, that same tall figure. Underneath the photo was a note. You passed it on, but it always comes back. It just waits until you stop watching. Now, I don't sleep. I don't blink near mirrors. And I definitely don't open apps I didn't download. But just in case you ignored all of that, just in case you did watch this video, just know this. If your screen starts flickering, if you hear faint whispers from your phone speaker, even when it's off, if you see something move in the reflection behind you, don't turn around, don't look, because it means he's already watching you.